Hey Ninja Warriors, welcome to Warrior Wednesday. It's the third Wednesday of February. How February is flying by super quick. It's February 17th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're tuning in. You are likely catching the replay because I'm still experiencing some technical issues and I had a bit of a technical glitch earlier today. So Mercury's in retrograde. I actually found that out from one of my clients because I'm like, oh yeah, because several of my clients have been experiencing some technical stuff, technical breakdowns, including myself. And it is Mercury's in retrograde, so it is what it is. Whatever you want to make out of it is what it is. However, we are in Mercury retrograde until the 21st of February. So I don't put a lot of energy into that because what you believe is what you see. And it's also important to be mindful of what's going on cosmically, so we know like, oh, this is going on, so not to put too much energy into it. Really, the intention is to empower you. All right, so when you catch the replay, comment with hashtag encore. Let me know you were here. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we're going to speak into fear and frustration and how you can actually create that level of freedom and empowerment for yourself so you can unhook yourself from that experience and actually focus on creating results. So if you're excited about creating results and unhooking yourself from the emotions of fear, frustration, all that stuff that gets in the way, give yourself some hearts. Let me know you're here. Say I, comment in the chat, say I'm committed to having a breakthrough because I'm super, super excited and stoked for you. Okay. February is the month of friendship. It's fun, fierce. It's whatever you want to make out of it. So if that's the intention of you wanting to create the focus, the fun, the fierceness, the friendship, being free, being fit, and also being fearless, that is going to be up to you. So it's not going to be a fearful, frustrated type of February, because that's homie don't play that, and we don't play that, and you don't play that. Okay, so. Super excited again that you're tuning in. So with that being said, we're going to jump right in, team, and I'm going to share with you a few steps on how you can set yourself free from the emotion of fear and frustration. All right. And then we're going to have a part 2, an episode 2 next week, and we'll go over the rest of the steps. It's actually a framework that I use with a lot of my clients on how they can unhook themselves from that level of emotion. Okay. So first of all, my intention for you is that you notice the fear and actually focus with the fear and the frustration and focus on creating inspiration instead of frustration. That's my intention for you, so that you come out of this experience creating that level of inspiration for you so you can move forward, propel forward in the direction and fuel that energy into an area that will serve not only your vision, also the legacy that you're here to create for the people you're here to serve. Okay? So with that being said, we're going to just jump right in. I have a couple of quick quotes for you, by the way, that will support you, and then move into our framework here, okay? So Antonio Banderas said, expectation is the mother of all frustration. So if you're noticing yourself being frustrated, it means you have a level of expectation of how things should look like, and now you're frustrated because it didn't look like the way you wanted it to look like. And we'll talk more about that in episode 2, okay? And then there's a Japanese proverb that says, fear is only as deep as the mind allows. I'm going to say that again. So fear is only as deep as the mind allows. So because it's all in our heads, it's actually not even real. Fear is false evidence appearing real, or you see the opportunity and you rise up to the opportunities. It's how you look at it. Okay. So here's the framework, team. Okay. So I'm going to jump right in. How you can take control of your emotion so that you're managing and controlling your emotion of fear and frustration versus having the fear and frustration control you. So if that's you, you're not alone. So are you committed to that? Say, yes, I'm here to manage my emotions. Okay. So the first step is to recognize. And what I mean by that's the first step of the framework, is recognize what's triggering that fear and frustration. Recognize what's getting in the way. I want you to actually make a note of that. If you, during the day, if you're the type of person who gets frustrated a lot, and you notice that about yourself, then make a note of what frustrates you. Like take a note, actually take a journal and make a note of it and see what are the moments that actually trigger you. Okay, and know that the emotion of fear and frustration is actually an emotion. It's not who you are. It's your human experience. Because in my experience, some people actually identify themselves as the emotion, but it's not. You're not the emotion. You're only experiencing the emotion. So that's something I want you to take away with. Okay, and I also want you to ask yourself, as you're in the space and the process of recognizing what triggers your fear and frustration, is ask yourself, what's taking away your power in this moment? What is taking away your power in this moment? Because really, if you let fear, frustration, and all those emotions take over you, you're actually giving it a lot of power. You're giving it a lot of energy. So ask yourself, what's taking away your power in this moment? Okay, so that's recognize, number one. Number two, you want to look at whether you're responding or reacting, and there's a distinction between the two. So if you're responsive, you're looking at it from a very objective space. If you're reactive, you're actually going in with that level of energy. You're not like thinking, you're just like jumping in, and you're like building and fueling more of that emotion. So ask yourself, am I being reactive or am I being responsive to this event, this person, this situation, this whatever is coming up for you? Be mindful of that. It's like, are you being responsive or are you being reactive? Because being responsive means you're being responsible for what's happening, but being responsive is being careless. You're just like jumping in and not like thinking about it. You're letting your emotions take over you, okay? Number three, you want to reframe. And the way for you to reframe is you ask yourself a question, or ask yourself several questions. Is you can say, what's the opportunity here? What's the growth here? What's the lesson here? Right? So, because everything happens for a reason. So, and you're encountered with that challenge or that opportunity or that resistance because you can handle it. So you wouldn't be seeing or experiencing whatever's coming up if you're not able or capable of handling it. That's the reality. And so you were given that opportunity because you can navigate it. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to say that when you are encountered with resistance, you actually get stronger because you're going to be on the other side of resistance. Like if you're doing resistance training, like weight training, the way you get stronger is because you're putting that that tension or that weight to build your strength. And it's like life, you take on many challenges, you experience many challenges with the commitment of going and getting to the other side of it. That's how you get stronger. That's how you actually build that level of grit and resilience. Okay. And you're capable, you're so strong, and you're totally capable of taking that on, okay? So and also you can even ask yourself as part of the reframe, what is your next cut? Part of it, okay? So team, here's your mission for this week, and then again, there's a part 2 next week, okay? So your mission is share what triggers you. What triggers your fear? What triggers your frustration? Like notice that. If you're not clear, then start getting connected to that, okay? And make a note of that. So share what that is for you. And then I want you, number 2, part 2 of the mission is reframe by asking yourself the question of what is the lesson here? Actually share what your lesson is, because my sense is if you share your lesson with other people below this chat, that's going to open up some possibilities for people that they may not have seen. And it's actually you being generous by contributing. Okay, so that's my request and invitation for you, and that's your mission for this week. Share what triggers your fear and frustration, and number 2, share what your lesson is so that people can learn from you as well. All right, team, thanks so much for tuning in to Warrior Wednesday. It's such a pleasure to contribute to you. I'll see you next week, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, Warrior Wednesday. It'll be the final Wednesday of February next week. We're still in Aquarius season. Next week we'll be in Pisces season, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys, and bye for now. Catch you later.